Thanks Morning Brew for sponsoring this video. You ready to test your knowledge with mystery meat? This is the meat we're going to be using for today's cook. As you can see, it's nothing like I had before. Per pound, it was the cheapest meat I've ever bought. It has a lot of silver skin, it needs quite a bit of trimming, and it is not a steak or a fine cut. So I'm basically going to be having to braise this. But at the same time, I tried my best to remove all of the unwanted stuff. I mean, look at the amount of silver skin this thing has. And the more I take, the more I find. I mean, take a look at this cross section right here. Silver skin everywhere. There's no way that I can clean all this up. So I said, you know what? After I braise all of this, I'm able to remove what I don't want. That is one of the great things about braising meat. But once I was done with all of the trimming, this is what it looks like. As you can see, I left a good amount of fat still in there, but mainly I chopped it all up in small pieces. Do you already know what this cut of meat is? Well, if you do, let me know in the comments down below. Because if you guessed it right, you are a meat genius. Now I really have to put my thoughts together in order to make this taste really good. And I said, you know what? Some Philly cheesesteak slider will be perfect for this. Now in order to do that, the first thing we need to do is to cook this meat. I started with a good amount of salt, followed by black pepper, garlic powder, a little bit of cayenne pepper for some kick, and my favorite barbecue rub, which is Guga's rub. The good thing about this rub is that you can make it at home. Make sure if you're interested, you check it out on the description down below. Because now I have to mix this really good to make sure that every single piece is coated with the seasoning. And once I was done, this is what I got. Because now the only thing left to do is to bag it up, vacuum seal it, and cook it sous vide. Talking about that, I'll be cooking it at 185 degrees Fahrenheit for 24 hours. That should make this thing fall apart. As it was cooking, it was perfect because it allows me time to go ahead and prepare the rest of the things. And these are roasted bell peppers. They are delicious for any sandwich. And to make them, it's super easy, and here's how. Everything starts off with red bell peppers. This also works with the green, yellow ones, and also the orange. So anyone will work just fine. And the first thing we need to do is to get them roasted. For that, I throw them in the oven at the highest broiler setting. Let them cook until they are nice and charred. If needed, keep flipping them to ensure that every single edge of that thing is black. Trust me, that's what you're looking for, because once you're done, this is what you should be left with. I know it looks ugly, but trust me, it's gonna turn out all good in the end. As they are still hot, throw them all in a bowl, cover with some clinch plastic, and let them steam for 10 minutes. Once the time is up, remove the clinch plastic and remove all of the outer skin and seeds. Then you want to chop them up in small pieces, because now it's time to grate some garlic. And I highly recommend using a micro grater. Doing this with fresh garlic is the way to go. Also, using a micro grater is a lot better than using a garlic press, because that will ensure that every single piece is the perfect size. Now into a bowl, I threw in a good amount of olive oil, followed by that garlic we just grated. Then to finish it off, add all of the roasted peppers you just made. Mix everything well, and that's it. Save these in your refrigerator for a few days. They are so delicious that I can guarantee you that they are not gonna last that long. They are perfect for any sandwich. Talking about sandwich, we're not gonna be able to do that without bread. And these are the ones I chose. I mean, if you've never had them, man, they are delicious. And if you want to cut some corners, there's nothing wrong with buying them. Since we're going to make sliders out of it, I made sure that I had the perfect container that will fit. As I'm opening this bread up, the next important ingredient is cheese, and I highly recommend you grating your own. Buying the pre-grated stuff is not the same. Now the next thing we gotta make is some caramelized onions, and to make them it's super easy. I started with 1 stick of butter, let it all melt, and throw in the onions. For the seasoning, I threw in salt and freshly ground black pepper. Mix it well and let the whole thing cook. Keep it under high heat because we don't want it to fully caramelized. We just want to get a nice color and still maintain that crunch. After about 5 minutes, my onions were done. Now that was super easy. The next important ingredient is a garlic butter, and for that I started with some melted butter, followed by a good amount of garlic paste, a little bit of freeze-dried parsley, mixed it well, and my garlic butter was ready. And I'll tell you one thing, it's so worth it, because you will take your sliders to a whole new level. Talking about that, the only thing left to do now is to take care of the meat. And remember, I cooked this one at 185 degrees Fahrenheit for 24 hours. By the time it's done, it should be nice and tender. Before moving forward, I want to thank the awesome sponsor of today's video, Morning Brew. Morning Brew is a daily newsletter that gets delivered to you 7 days a week. This is why it's great to start your day with Morning Brew. It gets you up to speed in just 5 minutes on business, finance, and tech. Honestly, I've never been too attached to my phone. So as far as news goes, you could say I've been living under a rock. But not anymore, and thanks to Morning Brew. Now, in the morning as I'm having my morning brew, I can quickly get caught up with all relevant things happening in the world through their short, easily digestible, and informative articles. Morning Brew has taught me all about cryptocurrency and helped me expand my investment portfolio. Oh, and by the way, have you heard about the latest coin out there? It's called Guga Coin. Just kidding, everybody. Take it easy now. Thanks, Morning Brew, for my daily news briefing. Sign up for free by clicking on the link on the description below. It is completely free and it takes less than 15 seconds to subscribe to them. Thank you, Morning Brew, for sponsoring this video, but now let's get right back to it. Let me tell you something. Even though this is mystery meat, the good thing about it is that it is a lot of meat, extremely affordable, and most importantly, we are going to make this taste incredible. Now remember, it is a chewy meat, has a lot of silver skin. That is the reason why I cooked it at 185 degrees Fahrenheit for 24 hours. With all that being said, the meat is ready, we are hungry, and it's time to take it out. Let's do it. Whenever you are braising any kind of meat, there is going to be a lot of rendered fat. You are at high temperature, you are reducing all of that fat and it's becoming liquid. You should use something that is called a fat separator. I put all of the juices in and I want you to notice that the fat comes right to the top. That way it leaves the good stuff on the bottom, but the fat that you really don't want on the top. And a lot of you are gonna say, hey Guga, the fat is the best part. And it is true, but you gotta take it easy. You have to control it. If not, the Philly cheesesteaks are just gonna be very, very soggy. That's not what we want. We want it to taste amazing. The only thing left to do is to go ahead and put everything together. At the same time, remember, I'm going to be using that garlic butter we made to baste it right on top to give it a nice, wonderful finish. I know that meat don't look that good right now, but watch this. All right, everybody, here we have our beautiful mystery meat. I love it on Mama's face. Mama is super excited for the mystery meat, everybody.
Oh, smells delicious.
Really?
Yeah.
So which one you want to go for first, Mama? We got our mystery meat over here. I know you want to go for that one first, and then this one.
I want to go for that one first, but let's go with the side dish first.
Side dish. It's just pull apart basically, Mama. You just raise it up, as you guys can see. Roasted peppers, caramelized onions, a little bit of mozzarella cheese, not too much, lactose intolerant guy.
My mouth is watering. Just every new thing that you say, my mouth drips more.
You ready, Mama?
Let's go.
All right, enough talking. Let's go for this one. Little sliders. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers. Oh my god. Oh man.
That's delicious, everybody.
The garlic butter gives a little saltiness, and then the sweetness of the bread together with the onion sweetness too. A little bit of crunch from the onions and the peppers.
I think this is so good that does not matter what kind of meat you put in here, it's gonna be amazing. You know what I mean?
That too.
And the roast bell pepper brings a nice sweetness, but at the same time some savory. It is incredible, everybody. I'm telling you right now. This is a winner. Highly, highly recommend.
Give it a try.
Now we're here for the real deal.
All right,
the mystery meat. Let's try to describe this flavor to the audience as much as we can. You ready, Mozzie?
Let's go.
All right, mystery meat. Cheers, everybody. Now you can really taste that meat. Strong
flavor, subtle beefiness. You know, it's not like a beef like what we used to.
This thing is strong, everybody.
It's not like an eye round or a chuck that is something very tough and very like it has some fat into it.
Yeah, absolutely. It did have a little bit. You ready to guess what it is?
All right, yeah.
The neck. Neck meat.
Okay, I can see it. Yeah, it's a good mystery today.
A good mystery meat. You know what the good thing about it is? That it's cheap. And we like cheap.
Oh, that's the best thing.
Yeah, cheap is always good, everybody. Anyway, guys, these are the results. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do enjoy it, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, be sure to subscribe for future videos. Remember, if you are interested in anything I use, everything is always in the description down below. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Once again, if you put anything with the slider combination, whatever type of meat, it's gonna be good. Agree, Mama?
It's gonna be amazing.
Look at Mama going for more mystery meat.
I need more meat.
Sometimes you need some extra. See you guys on the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.